In Saudi Arabia, water flowed from the rocks. Does this mean that the end of the world is coming? For the past 5 years or so, Saudi Arabia has been one of the main sources of news on climate change resources. Truly, something wild happens there. Camels swimming up to their necks in snow, rivers flowing through deserts, flowery sand dunes, carpets of insects in Mecca, and so on. And now, something new has surfaced today on Turkish social media, a new waterfall in the middle of the desert. And this, as people write in the thread, is about the 50th spring that has opened in the middle of nowhere in recent times. As satellite photos show, until relatively recently, the Arabian Peninsula looked like something of a 1993 photo. The river marked with on the map had an average width of 5 miles, a length of 650 miles, and an average depth of 50 feet. The river number 2 was bigger. Rains alone cannot create such rivers and lakes. There must be underground sources, the geologists say, and now they are emerging, but how the situation will develop further is a big question. So the owners of billions or even trillions of dollars of money are great optimists. They know something about the impending geographical changes and are investing a lot of money in the peninsula and the Middle East in general. So Saudi Arabia has started building a walled city 170 kilometers long, which is clearly not yet necessary, but if investors have rushed to invest money, the project has perspective, which means that when it's finished, the balconies of the newly built buildings will have a view of a new lake or something like that. At least that's what geologists predict. On the other hand, if the Sahara Desert, which is already greening, is not mentioned in the apocalypse, the Arabian Desert is also mentioned as, before the end of the world, it will be covered in grass, it says. And the Dead Sea, which is not far from it, is also mentioned. And since there started to be springs in Saudi Arabia in the middle of the mountainous desert, so the same springs are now flowing all over the Middle East. The water is finding its old way to the surface, and the Dead Sea may very soon become almost a lake of fresh water as well. The locals will wake up in the morning and Lake Baikal of Russia will exist, but they may not be too happy, as the desalination of the Dead Sea is also one of the signs of the end of the world. No end times eschatologist even doubts that the apocalypse is in full swing, only its scale and timing are unclear, so we continue to monitor developments. This is from The Big One, and I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.